Hello, Mr. Maui. Hello, Nanook. Here I am in the museum in Arles, and I wanted to show you this incredible Roman barge. It's 2,000 years old, and they found it at the bottom of the Rhone River and raised it and restored it. It's 30 meters long. There is a video on YouTube that you can watch. I'll send you the reference. But it's really one of the most amazing things I've ever seen, and I'm sure you would like to see it too. One day, if you come here, I will bring you to this museum and show you. I'm going to walk along it so you can see. Behind it, you can see all the different amphora. They also found around it. The cargo of the barge was rocks and stones for building, and you can see in the exhibit here in the museum they have put some stones in it, which is what they found in it when it was at the bottom of the Rhone. They raised it, from what I understood, in about 2015, so just over 10 years ago. Hello, Nanook. Hello, Mr. Maui. Here I am inside the Roman amphitheatre in Arles. This is where the people who sailed on the boat that I showed you the other day, this is where they came to relax and to watch gladiators fighting. Okay, so this is inside. It's not the biggest. The one in Rome, called the Colosseum, is much bigger, as is the one in Nîmes, where your Auntie Marie lives. There is one in Martigny as well, but it's much smaller. But there are many, many, many Roman amphitheatres all over the area that was once the Roman Empire. I'm going to give you a second film afterwards to show you outside, but I just wanted you to see how it is inside. And in fact, last night there was what they call a course de taureau, where there are bulls running around the ring and men jumping on them to put rings or take rings off their horns. It's a very typical thing of Camargue. I didn't attend, but I have attended once in the past. I didn't like it too much because I felt a bit sorry for the bulls. But in fact, they only do 15 minutes a month or something. That's what the guide explained to us yesterday. So it's not too bad. But of course, you know, they are animals and they are performing for human pleasure. So, you know, it's something that is debatable. Okay, I'll make you another film shortly of outside. Okay, so this is under the arches, and it is from here that animals and gladiators would enter the arena, which you can see. Well, you can't really see it very well. Yes, you can. The light's adjusting. The arena is through there. So the animals and the gladiators would assemble here and then run into the ring for their fights. And here on the other side, you can see is the street. But I will show you and sometimes there are steps for people to go up to their seats. I think I read that it could take up to 20,000 people sitting here to watch these entertainments. So, you know, it wasn't a little thing, it was really a big thing, a bit like the stadium that you have in Christchurch now, but this is like 2,000 years ago. And this is the street side circle. I mean, it's more or less where it's oval in shape. So this goes all the way around. And this is where people would come in from the street, which you can see here. Okay. We saw the more internal tunnel just before. If we look here, you can see that takes you all the way into the amphitheatre with the internal tunnel just inside this one. Okay, I hope I can bring you here one day and show you the splendor of this monument. I mean, it's really amazing. I wonder if the amphitheatre in Christchurch will still be there in 2,000 years. This is from the 1st century, so like the year 1, and we're now 2026, so it's been here a long time. Okay, boys, so here we are now outside in the street. This is what it looks like from outside. That's in one direction, that's in the other direction. I'm not sure if, I mean, it looks pretty much the same all the way around. At the point where I came in, there's a tower, but the tower was added at a later date because over 2,000 years, you can imagine this place has served lots of purposes. And at one point, it actually became like a town in itself. And inside, there were loads of houses and churches, and the outside walls also had houses built against the structure. And all of that was dismantled to reveal the actual amphitheatre again, and that was in the 1800s that happened. But in the medieval years, as I say, it was kind of a walled town with, I think I read 300 houses inside. Can you imagine? I mean, people lived in small houses in those days, but you know, it's really had a long and interesting history. Well, I hope you enjoy these little videos. Hello, boys. So now I have another treasure for you. We have seen the boat that was raised from the bottom of the Rhone. We have seen the amphitheatre where people used to go and relax and watch gladiators, and now people go there to watch the courses camarguaises with the bulls. But what did the rich people do? Well, the rich people had this. So I'm going to show you now the theatre, the antique theatre, okay? In fact, if you look, you can see the amphitheatre it's behind with the arches. That's where I was just before. And now here I'm in the Théâtre Antique, where people came to watch more sophisticated performances, you know. It was for the rich people here. They dressed up in their finery, and they came and sat on the gradin, on the steps that you can see, probably with cushions, and it was comfortable. And then they would watch a spectacle on this stage here that you can see. And to this day in Arles, it is used for spectacle, for shows. And just the other evening, it was it's not exactly Miss Arles, but it was a bit like that. There was a big procession with all the ladies dressed in traditional costume, and then the queen was elected. Okay, and there are other similar places. For example, in Orange, which is not very far from here, there is Le Théâtre Antique d'Orange, where you can still see shows. And it's not the only one, there are others too. Hello again, boys. After I left Arles, I was en route to my next stop, which is in the Drôme department, and I passed through Orange. And I had a bit of time to spare. So I thought I would stop and visit for the first time Le Théâtre Antique d'Orange, which you can see here now. It's huge and it's amazing. So you have like a back wall, which also dates from the 1st century. So it's the same period as what we saw in Arles, okay? You have like a wall against which the shows take place. And then you have like a semicircle of gradins, of seats, where people can sit. And tonight there is actually a concert. You can see a modern concert that they are currently preparing. So I will have to get out quite soon. The technicians are setting everything up down here. Voila. So I really wanted you to see it. It's quite something. It's huge. Apparently, the lady said it's about 9,000 spectators here. So it's a semicircle. Remember, the arena in Arles is a complete circle, and also the arena in Arles is more for the lower class people, whereas here this is more for, well, today it's for people who've got money and who can afford to buy tickets for a show here. They have classical concerts, they have pop concerts. It's very famous. I'm sure if you look online on YouTube, you'll be able to find concerts that took place here. Big kisses, boys. I hope to bring you here one day. Hello, boys. Here we go again. Another Roman place in France. Not even 100 kilometers from Arles. You have the biggest Roman site in France, which is called Vaison-la-Romaine. And here there is another theatre, Théâtre Antique, where you can still see modern performances, but there's not as much left of it as the one in Arles, which I'm sure you will agree. The one in Arles is less than 50 kilometers from here. What is interesting here in Vaison-la-Romaine is that you've got a whole site. It's a bit more like Pompeii in Italy, where you can actually see ruins of villas, thermal baths, shops, latrines. It's more an idea of their civilization. Okay, so I had never been here before, but as it was again on my route, I thought I would stop and investigate. And it's so hot, there's nobody here, so that's really good. I would recommend it, but I think it's something you probably need to read a little bit about before you come. Okay, big kiss, thinking of you. This is quite nice. I'm now at the top, if you like. I'm behind the gradin, which you can see below me. It's very windy, so I don't want to get blown off because I'm quite high up. Again, you can see down there technicians are getting some kind of show ready. And what is interesting also, and I only discovered this today, is that Vaison-la-Romaine is twinned with Martigny in the Valais, right next to Champay. And in fact, a great mécène of a lot of the renovation work that has been done here in Vaison-la-Romaine was Léonard Janada. And I saw this morning a beautiful church in the old high town, medieval church from 14th, 15th century, and the stained glass windows had been replaced with contemporary stained glass windows that were very beautiful, and all of that was financed by Léonard Janada. So that's an interesting link. So boys, here you have the second archaeological site, which is far more residential. I think this here on my right was a school, and there are various homes here as well, and you can see it touches the modern city of today. This is a typical Roman road that I'm walking down with flat paving stones that are probably natural, but they have been kind of cut so that they are flat so that you can walk on them. Okay, it's a very lovely place, very interesting, and I'm sure if it really was something you felt passionately about, there are numerous books you could read on the subject. Here you can see some more. It's a little bit more dense. The stone is not quite as pretty as the stone in Arles. It's kind of darker, but that was a specialty of the Romans. They always used to use stone that they could quarry nearby. In Arles it was a beautiful golden colour. Here it's a little bit more grey. You can see this is where people lived. This is where they had their lives. Okay. Quite nice to chance upon a statue or two. There's one, and here you can see some columns, and in the distance, I don't know if I can zoom. Yes, I can zoom. You can see there's another statue. It's probably Caesar, but Augustus Caesar.